Dallas Fort Worth. AALAC, the Chasing Your Dream Book Tour and Expo is coming to your area. Mark your calendars, May 18th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have some amazing authors, some amazing business owners that's going to be sharing about their brand. We have some workshop facilitators that's going to be coming out. They're going to be teaching on branding, marketing, and networking. I want you to plan to be in the building, to be educated, empowered, and encouraged. Come out, support.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is a founding sponsor for Da Crew podcast. Get featured inside the magazine and allow your voice to be heard around the world.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is an international magazine founded in May of 2020 by Queen Angela. Get featured.
At Wings of Transformation Publishing, we are committed to helping our authors reach their goals and pursue their dreams of becoming published authors. We work closely with each author to ensure a successful publishing experience, and we are dedicated to helping them tell their stories in the most meaningful and impactful ways. We look forward to putting you on the path to writing your book.
Hello, and welcome to the Crew Podcast. I am the visionary, Queen Angela, and welcome to Season 2. I want to thank you for tuning in and for all of your support throughout Season 1. We're back, them divas of the airwaves. So thank you for joining us tonight. Share this with someone in your circle. Well, welcome. I want to welcome you guys to our International Women's Celebration. It is March, and we love to celebrate our women history. So those that are creating and leaving a legacy, I'm telling you, if they are a woman that are creating and leaving a legacy, you would definitely want to connect with them. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight for another episode on the Crew Podcast. Of course, I am the visionary, and I know y'all are probably wondering, well, where is she? Well, I am having some technical difficulties. For some reason, my camera will not show me. It's saying that I am on the camera, but it's not showing me. So you get an opportunity to look at this beautiful picture of me tonight. So while we are bringing up my guests for tonight, I want you guys to take this opportunity to share this out in your circle of influence, if you would, please. Again, for those that do not know who I am the visionary of the Crew Podcast. I am Queen Angela. I am an author, poet, blah, 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 a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's not about me. It's all about my guests. So, y'all, I'm going to move on out the way and allow my guest to come up. We're going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to find out what she's doing, how she's creating a legacy, and then we're going to find out how we can follow her brand and support the amazing things that she's doing. So let me bring up my guest.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, Miss Queen Angela. How are you tonight?
I'm great. I can't complain. You know, the enemy been busy, been trying to distract me, trying to keep me upset, but it's okay. You know, everybody that know me know that I don't stop. I don't. I'm not a quitter. I'm going to press regardless. So yet I am yet here because I cannot miss this opportunity to be able to share your brand and to be able to allow those that do not know you to introduce you to them. And for those that do know you to let them see the amazing things that you are doing and the things that we can look forward to the rest of 2024. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself to the ones that don't know you first.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for having me. First of all, this is really an honor, and I'm so excited with what you're doing. So, my name is Ava Holly. That's my professional name. You'll see all kinds of crazy names attached to my Facebook. Yet, you know, those main pages, all my followers are there, so I'm not in a position to move them over yet. I don't know how to do that. So I keep it on the main page, but you can find all my other pages from there. The business page, excuse me, which is 4A Star. That's the number 4A Star. And my pocketbook charitable page, which is Ava's Eye Bags, and that's BAGZ. And my public figure page, which is Ava Holly. So everything's pretty much going under Ava Holly, and we're condensing my website to reflect that. So everything's kind of in limbo right now, and you'll understand why when you hear more. But basically, I love people. I love working with people. I grew up in the entertainment industry through school. My mother loved to dance, but she was never in the industry. My father was a businessman. They were both entrepreneurs and owned their own restaurant, owned their own junior department store, and I got to work there and experience all of those things. That's probably where I love to cook, Angela, because I know you like to also. And uh, but you know, I grew up falling in love with the theater. And so I have a music and theater background. Yet I took all of the things that I did with my family. We're a swimming family. My sister has a swim club. I took the swimming, I took the entrepreneurial stuff, I took the several network marketing companies that I were involved in. I took all of that and created 4A Star so that we could help other people find the path to their dreams. And it's so funny how you're talking about keeping on, because I'm an author too, and I work with indie authors, though I don't really do it that much because it's really a little bit of a pain in the butt since we're a third party. Yet I do have my own book, and this wasn't done through the third party, so it's not online anywhere yet. So that's one project we're working on. But I was looking through some of the stories, and the one I wanted to share with you, when you tell me that's okay, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to give you a summary of it. Has to do with keep it on, like you said. So that's one project. We also have our charitable bag project, and I can expand a little bit about that when you're ready. And then my big project that's on the front burner right now is our bed and breakfast, where we're going to move everything into one space.
Wow, you got a lot going on. You're
It's a
definitely
lot.
creating, but that's how you create and leave a legacy. And
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. You are creating and leaving a legacy. And that is amazing. Books. I am an author as well. And I love sharing authors. So we're gonna start with the books. We'll
Okay.
start with the books. We just go in the order that you presented them to us. So that
Okay,
it
great.
along. So
That
let's
sounds
talk about
perfect. Thank you. So this is a very interesting book because when I travel a lot, I go on the road a lot. When I had my mobile disc jockey business, I would drive all over the place. Now I drive all over the place for other reasons. However, I would always find myself having this very strange experiences in public restrooms, and still to this day. So my mom would always say, and both my parents are gone, by the way. So my mom would always say, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And I went to this women's conference because I'm a member of an international women's group. And the first conference I went to, I was telling everyone, someday I'm going to write this book. And one lady came up to me and said, someday? What do you mean someday? Go write the book now. So that's what I did. It took me 8 months to write it and then another year to figure out how to get it into the book. And now I've learned so much since then. However, it's called, I don't know if you can see it, but it's called You Can Always Find a Flush in There. And they're all stories about things that happen to you in public restrooms and how they relate to starting a business. So after every story is a little business tip. And some people like it for the stories, some people like it for the business tip, or if you just want to get a little laugh. I'm working on putting it in Cracker Barrel into the audiobooks because they have 691 locations and it's a great little travel read. But the story I was looking at had to do with my dad. And, my parents are so energized in my life, even though they're both gone for a while. They're just been mentors of mine since I was born. And my dad, later in life, he also never gave up. But at some point, he wound up walking with a cane and he hated to use the cane. So they came to visit me one summer and I lived up all of these stairs and we got him up the stairs and that was it. He stayed up there all summer, never came down those stairs. Yet he would, when we were out, he would go around the house without the cane. And we knew it because we'd find the cane in all kinds of places. So I came home one day and there's the cane in the middle of the dining room. And I'm like, well, where's my father? So wound up was he went into the restroom, he left the cane in the dining room, and he fell in the restroom. So he was not able to get up, and he finally decided to prop himself against the bathtub. And when I came home, I couldn't lift him up. We had to get two neighbors to come and get him up. But when I got home, he said to me, just get me a cup of coffee and I'll just sit here and wait. And my business tip at the end was to never give up. The difference between successful people and not successful people are the successful people don't let these little things stop them. They just keep going, just like you said when you first came on. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Wow, that was, and that was good because somebody needed to hear that today. Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, I've had individuals that have tried to come on and they've had problems connecting with their internet or just connection problems, and they just give up. But one
Yeah.
thing about me, I don't give up.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
that's
me
a
either.
great lesson. So it was right
Me
on
either.
time. That was right on. Yes. I want to hear about those purses because
Oh
I
my God,
love.
this is a great project. But the main project, when we get to the bed and breakfast, you'll see why my life is in such topsy-turvy. But I love these bags. Well, first of all, I had a different manufacturer last year. And he was a dress designer and I love him to death. Yet he didn't really have time to work on my vision. So we wound up just parting ways with that in good terms. He's still a very good friend of mine. And I found another manufacturer who's just um, on her own. She makes her own bags too. She makes a lot of things. Yet we got together and we decided that she would be my new manufacturer. So the vision I have for the bags is not quite where it needs to be yet. However, we do have them. They're cool, beautiful designs. Everyone is different. And the vision is that there's going to be an empowering message on the outside of the bag by way of a picture. And the bags all go by who, what, when, where, why, you, me, we, us, and them. And when you open the bag, there's a little poem inside that I wrote for each of those things that I just mentioned. So this one has a little poem inside. That's positive. So the idea is to get a positive message on the outside and a positive message on the inside. The bags also come stuffed with different things, and they can range anywhere from $20 to $50. And they can be pieces of artwork, pieces of other people's poetry. My friend who writes poetry has made her poems into bookmarks. So some of the bags have bookmarks, some have original artwork. Some have recipes, jewelry, all kinds of different things that come in every bag. And then each bag gives back to a different charity. So there's 21 different designs. Like I said, they're all like these kinds of swirly patterns right now until we get the actual designs finished onto this new manufacturer. And so we can figure out how she can work on those. Yet out of those 21 charities that I've individually handpicked, we have about 12. So every time we sell a purse, a little percentage goes to one of these charities, and every quarter it's a different charity. So it's a rotating of things so that some of these charities that don't get money, can get something. I mean, right now it's small, yet we are moving on to a movement to have these bags be able to give back to 21 different charities. And they're really cool. She's a really good manufacturer. works on her own. They all have little straps, they all have little different patterns, and they all have the positive message
So
inside.
I have a question for you because
Yep.
you know somebody's going to ask this question. So
Mm,
if there are poets or authors or artists or anybody out there with encouraging words, encouraging things, how can they participate in what you're doing? How can they
well,
get their stuff
I would
inside
love.
of?
Thank you for asking that. That's a very good question. I was going to mention that I would love to have people that want to donate something. It can be just 5 pieces, 10 pieces, 2 pieces, whatever you want with your information to promote yourself. And we'll get them in the bags. I just rotate, I just grab things from different bags to put them inside. And whatever you'd like to promote, just reach out to me on Facebook. You have the name there, and just send me a private message and we can work it out from there. And then, yeah, and then so people have donated all kinds of things to go in these bags: books, like I said, poems, artwork, um, jewelry. I have jewelry from my mom's shop that we put in here. Other people have donated some jewelry, whatever you like. Makeup. We've had makeup in some of the bags. So I'm really excited about it because I think it's something so different than just going and buying a purse. So they're really beautiful. They give back to charity, and you get something from inside and a
Yeah,
positive energy.
yeah. And then it's a great way for to introduce people to other brands and other things. So that is an amazing idea.
Correct. Correct.
It's
Thank you.
tackling a couple things. Like really, it is tapping into a couple things and tackling a couple of things at the same time. So that is amazing. That is
Thank you.
amazing.
I'm going to give my friend a little shout out. I know you're in another state than I am, but she has a tiny little boutique she just opened. It's called A Local Boutique. You'll probably find her on Facebook also, and she has our bags in her store. So that's kind of cool. I mean, she only carries a few at a time, but she just called me, said I need some more bags. So that's pretty cool.
So if other business owners say have boutiques and things of that nature, how could they become a, I guess, distributor?
You let them reach out to me on Facebook. She's great. She does a little percentage for her and a little percentage for me for the bags. And then, I can work that out with whoever is interested, and just contact me and we'll work it out on an individual basis.
All right, that's a good one. That's a
And
good
thank
one.
you for that. That's awesome. And I'm hoping that once the main project gets done, that these will be able to get worked on a little more. Right now, they're just a as needed basis. Yet we're still keeping everything alive, juggling all the balls right now.
All right. So if they wanted to order a bag, how do they order the bag? They contact you on Facebook or is it
Yep.
on your website as well?
No, because my website's being condensed right now. We'll be on the website. They were on there, and then I had an issue with the website, so I decided to change it to use my brand of my name, and it's not
Right.
quite finished yet. So they can just contact me on Facebook if they would like one, and I will give all your listeners our special when we do fashion events. We do $10 off on the bags. So anybody that's listening that would like to get a bag, they can get $10 off.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what's the big project
Huh.
that's going to tie all this together?
Miss Angela, this is like, I am not giving up on this freaking project. Let me tell you what. So we had opened a shared office space right before the pandemic, kind of like WeWorks, if anybody's familiar with that. Yet it was
Mhm.
very, it wasn't fancy offices. They were cubbies separated by walls that were on wheels. So you could make your space a little bigger or a little smaller, depending on what you needed. And long story short, we wound up walking away from that because of the pandemic. Nobody's going to be in shared office space when everybody was locked up in their homes. So we wound up losing that space and lost a lot there. And when we knew we were going to walk away, I had a partner. And when we knew we were going to walk away, I thought about how am I going to create what I created in that space and have it be next level. And I decided I was going to move all of my operations into a bed and breakfast. So for 3 years, I've been looking at bed and breakfasts. I saw about a dozen of them. And every time I liked one, somebody bought it out from under me. Now, mind you, for those of you out there thinking, I could never do that, I thought I could never do that because we lost everything. We don't have the credit. We didn't have dime one to buy a bed and breakfast. So how am I going to open a bed and breakfast? Well, I just wound up linking up with different kinds of people that would be able to fund the property. So let's move forward a little bit. I found a property. We found a private lender, and we made some bad decisions on securing that property. And we did have a closing date. And 2 days before the closing date, my private lender decided he was going to go buy an island in Belize instead. And he just didn't show up and left everybody hanging. So I lost a lot more money, and everything that we had investors come in, and that was all gone. So I'm still paying back investors from the original deal, yet some of them are hanging on with me for the new deal. So now, moving forward, and I love to watch The Price is Right, and every time they give a trip to Belize, I'm like, are you going to so-and-so's island? So anyway, uh, so now we have a new place that I absolutely fell in love with. And I want to share some energy story with you. So just after the pandemic opened back up, I went to a Reiki session, and I was still working on the other property at that time. And the girl that was doing the Reiki session, at the end of it, she tells you things that she feels while she's doing your session. And one of the things we talked about was the bed and breakfast. And she goes, and she had grown up in the area where I looked at one of the bed and breakfasts, one of the first ones that we went up not getting. Yet she said to me, I don't know, I think the Finger Lakes would be a really good place for you. And I'm like, the Finger Lakes? I knew of the Finger Lakes, but I never been there. And I said, nah, we got our place in Pennsylvania. We're going to closing, blah, blah, blah. Of course, that deal fell through. Where do you think I find my property that we're working on right now? 2.5 years later, 3 years later, from that Reiki session in the Finger Lakes. So when I called her and told her, it was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. And I got these great signs, energy signs from my mom and dad when I was there that like would make your hair stand up if I told you those stories. Yet we are working on a property. We found a new lender. This part is not easy. I need to find somebody who's going to buy the property for us and lease it to us until we can use that property to pay them back. So that's what we're doing. And all the ideas are ready to go. I mean, everybody's sitting and waiting from the last place. We have our own Jerry Petito, who's a vegan chef. She's going to come up and do some things there. We're going to do Chili Wednesdays, dueling pianos, all kinds of entertainment from different music genres coming in. We have all kinds of stuff, plus our events where we'll be able to do private little Valentine's events, wedding anniversaries, stargazing on the grass outside in the summer, just all kinds of great things. So we are right in the thick of making this property happen, and my fingers crossed is that we don't lose this one. So I'm really excited, yet, we still have a lot of things to iron out. So it's not an easy process. This has been 3 years. I mean, if you have the resources to walk into a bank and go ahead and get your loan, and that's something you want to do it. Not everybody's cut out to run a bed and breakfast and buy it and run it. We would have to live there and run it every day. Yet this is something that I love. This is something that I think my events are going to have a great space. My bags are going to have a great space because we will have a gift shop there. On my blog, I'm doing a bobblehead series. All my bobbleheads will be for sale there. All kinds of great stuff going on. So it's a huge project. It's a huge undertaking because we have a lot of things that we have to put in place. Yet my fingers are crossed that we're going to be there by this summer.
Well, know that we are in day 34 of 121 days of prayer. And I think your name may be the fourth or fifth name that's called out every day. You can go back.
Thank you so much.
the list. You're on the list. Jerry Petito's on the list. It's a bunch of y'all that name has been called out. Didn't know what y'all was in need of prayer for,
Right. Right.
but your name
Well,
has been
thank you so
called out.
much. I mean, I don't know how much your listeners know, but I'm a breast cancer survivor, and that year of surgery and recovery, I'm so grateful. Yet I'm still, after a year, in a lot of pain. I had major, major surgery, 3 surgeries at one time. I was under for 10 hours, and I'm so grateful to be here and be able to work on this. Yet it's really, this past year has been really, really rough. So thank you for all the prayers. Thank you for anything you can say, to send some energy my way. And I'm actually sitting in a space right now where I've got tubs of things packed for the bed and breakfast, linens and cleaning products and pictures and all kinds of stuff. So we are so excited. We have so many cool things planned for up there. So uh, if I can share, one of the things we're doing
Yes.
is that I'm friends with a woman called the Mermaid, and you can find her on YouTube, and you may already know her. Or you can find her on Facebook. Her name is Merle, or Merle, as she likes to say it, Levand. She's from Estonia. She lives in Miami Beach, and she is a living mermaid, which by that she goes and swims in our ocean. She's a junior Olympian. She is now older. She swims in our oceans and cleans out the garbage that winds up in our oceans. And every time she swims, she takes at least 10 to 20 pounds of garbage out of the ocean. And she's been at the UN. She does speaking engagements. She encourages people to save our planet. And she's going to come up to the bed and breakfast, and we are going to do an event in the Finger Lakes, in the lake itself, to bring awareness not only to the bed and breakfast, but to what she's doing to save our planet.
Wow, that's amazing. Y'all need to come to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, right? Well, we
Yeah,
can get her.
y'all need to come
I'm
to
sure we
Myrtle Beach.
can get her.
Yeah,
She's
y'all
got a
need
very busy schedule, yet we can work it out.
that would be great. Oh my God. I'm so excited for you. That is amazing. You are definitely creating and leaving a legacy. And I tell you, you are definitely you're definitely paving the way for a lot of people. One of the
Hope so.
comments is, somebody needed to hear exactly what you said about not giving up.
Hmm.
Um, she said that her name is she's a pastor, a minister, and an author. She said
Oh,
she
wow.
always tell herself that never to give up. So yeah,
Right.
that was definitely
Well, I
encouraging
mean, what do we
on
do if we
today.
give up?
And
What do
he
we
was saying
do?
awesome.
What do we do if we give up? We just sit there and do nothing,
Exactly.
right? So what's the point? As far as we know, we only have this one life to live. So live it. I mean, life is not easy. You can't spell life without the big if in the middle. And you can't, everything is a risk, you know, yet
Exactly.
you have to go out on a limb and take a risk. After all, that's where the fruit is, out on the limb. So it's not easy. And I know there are struggles. I know there's people that struggle worse than I do. So when I think about the bad things and trying to keep those negative thoughts out of your head, you just think there's always somebody worse off than you are. Yet, everything's relative. You don't think about those things. You're concentrating on your own problems and your own, goals, and don't make them problems. Just make them unsolved situations, and just resolve them the best that you can and keep moving forward.
That's it. Wow. Well, Miss Ava, how can people follow you? How can they find you? Repeat
Okay.
again so we can make sure that they stay connected to the things that you're doing.
Sure. Thank you so much for that. So, the easiest way is Facebook. I find that the easiest platform for me to use, and that's my full name, Ava Holly Lewis Korth. From there, you'll be able to find Ava Holly, my public figure page, for a star, the business page, and Ava's Eye Bags. I'm also on Instagram as Ava's Eye Bags, and again, it's BAGZ. And I'm on YouTube. Yet YouTube and I have a love-hate relationship, so I really don't have a lot of followers there yet. I go there every now and again and post videos. I'm getting to learn Instagram a little bit better. Yet you can always find me on Facebook. You can always reach out to me. The website will be avaholly.com, yet it's not quite ready yet. We're still condensing it from all the old stuff and fitting in the bed and breakfast and keeping that generic until we're actually in there. So it's a big undertaking, and still recovering from surgery. It's taking a lot of time. Yet I'm grateful for the time that I have to be able to work on this and move forward. So thank you again. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. If you'd like to find me on YouTube, it is Ava Holly. Find me there and like and subscribe. You know, we have very few subscribers there, yet I'm posting things there from time to time.
All right, all right. And of course, if you cannot find her, you know you can always reach out to me and I will put you in direct contact with her.
And thank you
I want
so
to
much,
thank
Angela.
you for stopping by and sharing with us on today. I tell you, it has truly been a blessing, and it has truly been an honor to be able to find out just a little more about you, because I truly learned some things about you on today. For those that don't know, this amazing queen is also a host on the other network that I am a part of over on the amazing WBNN network, The Dynasty. We are both co-hosts over on that network. So you also can follow her over there as well. When is your show over there, Ava?
Well, I have a show on the new network, Jerry Petito's network, the Smart ASS network, always sensational and spectacular, on March 11th, which is next Monday from 8 to 9. And then I'm back on our regular WBNN platform on Wednesday, the 13th at 9:30 p.m. And you can see that on Facebook as well and get the numbers to call in. And it's very easy. You just punch in the show ID and then £1. And then if you can listen live just by doing that. And if you want to come on the show and say hello, you just press *2. So I'll be on the 11th and the 13th. And thank you for that, Angela. And I'm so honored to be a part of that network with you. I know you and I were in a cooking competition together, and that was so much fun. And I learned a lot. And, you know, it was an online thing. So it wasn't like we went somewhere to cook. Yet
Right.
Angela and I got to get to know each other a little bit more because we found out we were in the same competition together with the amazing Carla Hall. So I'm so excited for all the things happening for you, and I'm so excited for all the things that are going to happen for all of us.
Yes, yes, yes. And again, thank you. Thank you for being a legacy creator, because that
Thank
you
you.
are. You are I call us game changers.
I like it.
And I thank you for stopping by and sharing with us. I want you guys to make sure that you support my fellow host. Support her. Go over and support Ava. Follow, share, and support.
And we're going to work out a time, Angela. I'm going to come to Myrtle Beach and see you. We're going to work that out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that would be great. That would
Awesome.
be great.
Yep.
I love it. Yes. Well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in on tonight. It has truly been a blessing to be able to share another queen that is creating and leaving a legacy. Y'all, we are the change that we desire to see in this world. Make sure that you're following us. Make sure that you go over and share, like, and follow. Y'all, I love y'all. And guess what? Like Brother O say, ain't nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a great night. Bless.
The book, A Song for Zipporah, written by David Harris, is a powerful historical fiction centering around the life and character of Moses' future wife, Zipporah, before they met. Book author David Harris brings the reader into the relationship between Moses and Zipporah, which was gradual and lush. The story unfolds